And welcome to the Talk Life podcast. I'm your host, Fear, and with me, as always, my gorgeous wife, MDI.
Hey, what up? What up, motherfuckers?
Not much. So, you guys are like, man, what the fuck? It's supposed to be a weekly show. Yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
we have a
should
lot
just
that goes
be
on.
a bi-weekly show.
At this point, we kind of are.
Right?
We
have a good excuse this time.
Fuck's sakes. Fucking Porky Pig. And actually, before we get going, talking about Porky Pig, recently, Dreamer all of a sudden gets interested in Looney Tunes.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, my fucking...
I figured out, woman.
And they're all tangled up. Anyway.
Yeah. So what the hell did she say? She said something about... we've been watching Young Sheldon.
Yes, great television show.
I'm sorry,
Very
his name
sweet.
escapes me, but the older gentleman, he plays John Sturgis on the show. He was also in Princess Bride. I can't think of his name, but anyway, he's the guy from Princess Bride that goes inconceivable, and I just love him. He's always been great in anything I've seen him in, but he is wholesome as shit in Young Sheldon. And
yes, he's wonderful. I love him.
It's so great. So anyway, I happened to walk in and I said inconceivable, and then
his name is Wallace Shawn.
Oh, well, there you go. 2 first namer.
Yeah.
Wallace Shawn, awesome. Check him out. But anyway, so then she said that's despicable. And then she's like, well, you know that cartoon with the duck and the bunny? And I'm like, what? I'm like, fucking Looney Tunes, like Bugs and Daffy. And she's like, oh my God, Daffy Duck is so funny.
Yeah, like she thinks she's in, telling us.
Yeah,
we're like
of this brand new character or whatever. So she starts quoting these quotes from I like shit that I've never heard of, but apparently it's blowing up on TikTok, which is fucking hilarious. Considering like we all grew up with Looney Tunes, or at least our era.
Yeah.
And then there was like, I think it was in the 90s when everybody started freaking out about how hyper violent they were. And
well, they kind of were.
Absolutely. They dropped anvils on each other. But at the same time, like if you were a kid and you watched that and you were like, I'm going to drop an anvil on my brother, and like did some crazy shit, like that is not the Looney Tunes fault.
Yeah, that's the parents' fault.
That's the parents' fault. So anyway, I don't know. After that, it kind of died out because then there was like the Bugs Bunny and Tweety show and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, apparently there's scenes that are blowing up on TikTok. And the reason I say it's funny is because TikTok's like a fickle fucking bitch. Where
oh God, is it ever?
They try to cancel everything, but then all of a sudden, like Looney Tunes, the things that got canceled, they're bringing back. And I don't know if it's like a bunch of people from our generation that are like, oh, we're going to put this on. Like the other day, I put on a skit from 2015 where we shot this thing called Twitter Widow, where back then, like we were hustling, bustling with the podcast and whatnot.
Yeah,
and I was like, I was on Twitter all day, every day, just trying to get that paper. You know what I'm saying? And so we shot this thing, and the general gist of the video, you can go check it out at YouTube. Links in the bio or show notes and all this stuff. Yeah. Just essentially, we thought it'd be hilarious for MDI to hit me with things.
Yeah, it's essentially, if I caught you on Twitter, I would hit you with whatever I had in my hand at the moment.
Yeah.
And it was, we thought it was
hilarious. To us, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And again, like it's so interesting to see how everything goes, and kind of humbling, to be honest. And I think that's why I don't take things the way that we used to. Like when we first were doing this shit, like it was all about trying to make it big and try to make money and all that stuff. And now we just do it for fun because we love doing it. But yeah, to us, and when we posted it originally, our audience thought it was hilarious. And it
got really good response.
Absolutely. So anyway, I happen to find a old hard drive that has a bunch of our older stuff. So for anybody that's kind of new to us, we used to do a show called Fifth Cast, where it was me, MDI, and her brother, my brother-in-law, Razor, who unfortunately has passed on. And but we had like a strange falling out, and we were all angry for no reason. Well, at the time we thought were reasons that now it means
they don't
nothing.
matter because now he's gone.
But yeah, so we deleted the old FYFC channel and all that stuff. And yeah.
I just don't know how to do any of that stuff. It's not that I'm actually casting blame on you. It's just I would never know how to do it. So
I know. And I wish now, like I just,
I get it. Yeah, you wish you hadn't have now. You wouldn't have now.
No, I wish I could have put it to like private or something and hidden the channel for a bit, allowed my emotions to try to fucking settle down, and then go back to it, because like all the episodes of Fifth Cast were on there, all the episodes of Fear Cast, like all that stuff, plus all the drink videos, all the things we've done.
Yeah, so, everything we did.
Yeah. So anyway, it was really dumb, and
mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Moving on.
No, exactly. No, but the really cool thing is I did stumble across an old hard drive that has a bunch of our old video content and stuff. So that's stuff that I've been releasing, and anyway, so I came across this Twitter widow, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna put it on TikTok. I have a pretty good following on TikTok. Like, it's slowly building up, and these people like right away are just like, the hypocrisy it just kills me, and like just like really weird. Like they take a stance on it, and like I just fuck off.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah, like it's just, there was another one I can't remember. There's just we've been inundated the last little while, both on our YouTube channel and on TikTok, with like just trolly bullshit.
Yeah. And people that just are on there to cause problems.
Well, yeah, like did you watch the whole thing? Do you understand it? Do you get that? And like I'm pretty sure in it I was like, this is a joke, don't be stupid.
At the end it says like it comes up with funny lettering and everything.
Yeah, and it's like no fears were harmed in this.
Yeah, nobody was harmed in this filming, and it was all for a joke. And I think it says like spousal abuse is only funny if both parties think it's funny, which we did. So
yeah, so fuck off. But if they don't watch to the very end, they don't see that part. They have no idea. They probably watch me get hit a couple of times or whatever, and they're like, "This bitch." No, that's not the point.
Yeah, it was meant to be funny.
Yeah,
and it was. It is funny.
It is funny. It absolutely is funny. And it's this weird sort of thing where it's like the world has forgotten what comedy is, and they're like, and not everything is a fucking social commentary.
Yeah, and like you react like I am hitting you really, really hard with everything that I hit you with, and I was not that. You were not hurt. Everything we added. Acting. Yeah, like we added sound effects to like everything hitting you.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I hit you really hard with everything. You reacted.
And even if it was like it doesn't matter. Like if I was like, really fucking give it to me, who gives a shit? That's me, then you, a loving fucking couple having fun. Like it's just very odd. The stances that people take on certain things. And especially if you fucking follow my TikTok at all, half the time I'm high just saying weird shit.
Oh yeah.
Or hitting on Clifford in the mall. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff that I do.
I got a bone to pick with you about that.
What's that? I'm so sorry. What?
Well, you're hitting on things. We're married. You're only supposed to hit on me, mister.
Hey, he was asking for
You're only supposed to be looking at my ass.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Start victim blaming a fucking child's toy. But that's what I mean. Like, it's weird. Like, fuck. And it's funny because I'm kind of nervous posting our old stuff because that
fuck
is I don't fucking care. Like, I still have the same sort of sense of humor. I have no idea where the line is. I don't care. I haven't seen it in years. And if you're listening and following along, like, this is not your fucking, I get it. Everybody has a fucking podcast nowadays. And this is not that shit. This is the OG when we fucking started first making podcasts 10 years ago. Say what you want to say and live it up. Like, fuck stop taking everything so fucking seriously. I get the world is a fucking hellscape right now.
Yeah.
This is not that.
But that's why you shouldn't take things seriously. You know, like stuff like this, like, you know, the, you know, serious stuff like climate change and, you know, how America is just going down the shitter. But anyway.
Well, and we're trying to start a fucking war with India.
Yeah, right now.
Like,
well, we're not. Like,
no,
Canada
we're not
isn't trying, but
no,
it's,
but like,
it's things are getting dicey.
Well, it's so weird, but that's what I mean. Like, so most people, like us, we go to TikTok and YouTube and that sort of thing to get away from the
real world.
And that.
Oh, and just sorry, I know I sound like Trump right now.
Oh yeah, you're very sniffy.
I do have a little bit of a head cold, so just to let everyone know, I'm not doing drugs. I'm sniffly.
Yeah, I'm not doing fucking bumps over here.
Well, I've heard myself like do it a couple times, and I'm like, oh my god, that sounds terrible, but I have to breathe.
I was listening to this podcast of this couple, and these 40-year-olds.
She just kept doing lines.
These guys are fucking crazy. No. But yeah, I don't know, whatever. So
that is what it sounded like. So I was just like, oh my god.
No, fuck it, I get it. You got to explain yourself anymore because people it'll come up. Oh my god, did you hear? But anyway, so I'm posting old stuff. If you
people are enjoying it.
Yeah, some people are loving it. Some people are offended.
Not.
And that's okay. Back in the day, I used to have a fucking flame war with Christians over all the stuff we used to do. We used to do zombie Jesus days and all kinds of stuff. And fuck, man. And whatever. So get prepared, man. I'm not holding back anymore. This is the stuff that I do.
You never held back.
For a brief time. And even now, like when I start talking, there's things that I don't say because I'm just like, oh man, somebody might take that. But I'm trying to like stop. Yeah, I'm trying to stop that. Fuck that. This is my show. If you don't like it, suck a fucking dick.
Oh my.
Yeah. Balls deep. But anyway, so actually to follow up with that, you do have a head cold. It's actually kind of another reason that we haven't done a whole lot of
podcasting and stuff.
And whatnot because the head cold has run rampant for about a week around here.
Oh yeah, good week. Our daughter, she's the worst. Like I don't know, I feel bad for her, my poor girl, but she leaves the house for anything and she brings home illness. I think she went to 3 days of kindergarten before she brought home an illness. Before she was sick. And then every day or every year, every beginning of the year was like that. She was always
just nonstop.
Within a week, she had ear infection, throat infection, cold. So yeah, that's just how she is.
Seems to be the way.
She's the outbreak monkey.
Yeah.
So we did pretty well. Like she got sick and we quarantined her downstairs in her room and like we brought her food and whatever she needed. And we tried really hard not to
interact.
Yeah, and get her germs. And then the mistake I made was you and I wanted to go have a nap. Well, I wanted a nap and you sit with me while I nap. It's just the thing you do. You play video games while I nap.
Yeah.
So I asked Logan to make her lunch.
Right.
And then Logan got it.
Yeah.
And then Logan lives up here with us.
Yeah.
So he's not really quarantinable. I guess we could throw him downstairs and make him sleep on the floor.
Yeah, that's right.
When you're sick. Yeah. That's just so mean.
You go down and you dwell in there.
You sleep on the floor. But
either way, it's 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, you ended up with it. Or 6 degrees, whatever.
But luckily I've been like okay. It's been fairly mild.
Yeah.
Knocking on the wood.
Surprised the dogs didn't go crazy.
Me too. I'm sorry. That was a bad idea probably. But see, I haven't had it too bad.
No, which is good. Like you've had like a very mild.
Yeah, like in the mornings I sneeze a lot. Like this morning I think I sneezed 15 times in an hour.
It was like you had distemper.
Right, I just kept sneezing, and so I have a lot of sinus pressure. But luckily Tylenol and Advil are helping with that, and it hasn't been so bad as long as I don't do too much. Like, you're not like, I started the dishes today and you were like, no, go sit down.
It sucks because MDI has a lot of health issues and disabilities and whatnot. And so we're trying to do this new thing where we are more active, and because I don't know, especially over the last couple of years, we've just kind of done whatever we wanted and let ourselves go or whatever. So we're like, we're going to be better. We're going to be more active, but you have like a limited amount of energy.
Yes.
And if you're ill, that takes
it a lot away.
Yeah. And so unfortunately I did have to
bench me today.
Bench you.
Like, go sit down.
I had to use my daddy voice.
Yeah.
And refuse to let you do the dishes.
Yeah.
But hopefully that'll save you for more energy for something else.
Yeah, true.
That's more fun than the dishes.
Like, if I would have done the dishes, I would not have been podcasting right now.
No, you would have been.
So there you go.
Yeah.
But anyway, so luckily, it hasn't been so bad.
But so that leads us into the other reason
we did not podcast last week.
And did we probably only took 1 week off? I don't know.
I think just 1 week.
Yeah. Okay. So you know what? I'll let you tell it.
Oh, I get to tell the story?
Yeah, you absolutely.
Snap. So we were out and about last week, September 13th, because it'll matter.
That's a thing. Yeah.
And we came across this puppy. She was very dehydrated, very, 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 very
She
skinny.
looked like what you see on the Sarah McLachlan video.
Yeah, like send money to these dogs so they don't starve to death. Yeah, like
this puppy looked, which is just heartbreaking.
Oh God. And she's so like, she knew how to get me. Like, she just kept sitting on the porch and staring at me and wagging her tail. Like, she was begging me to save her.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because I was busy, and then I came back, and I'm like, "What?" Like, I could just right away. I'm like, "What?"
And like, we saw some abuse happen, and we did check with the home that we were at. Like, hey, is this your dog? And the homeowner said, "No, it's not my dog." So, we took her.
Well, yeah, so absolutely malnourished. Like, looked like she was probably on death's door.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we witnessed an adult kicker, and then we witnessed some children kicker.
Yeah.
And so it was just, she was physically and mentally abused, and nobody around knew who she belonged to.
Yeah, nobody around wanted her.
In the north, there are a lot of strays and a lot of street dogs and that sort of thing. So, so I couldn't say no to my wife that was bawling as we witnessed this puppy just.
Like, from the moment I saw her, I wanted her. Like, of course, I didn't know if she was a boy or a girl. It didn't matter to me.
Yeah.
But from the moment I saw her, I was in tears because she was so skinny. It hurt my soul. Yeah. She was so skinny, and she just looked like, the way she looked at me, she was begging me to take her.
Yeah.
Begging me to take her.
No, and so she was like in a cardboard box, and
that was her home.
Yeah, which was like around the corner in the mud. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go over, and if the dog is mean, then we're not taking it, because we have kids, we have pups, we have cats.
We have little dogs.
We can't have a mean rescue coming in.
Yeah.
And so I walked over, and this little bag of bones just looked up at me and tail wagging like crazy, like, please tell me. Yeah, please tell me you're here to get me.
Save me.
And I just scooped her up, and we were off.
Yeah.
And
we went to, the first thing we did was go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Buy her some soft, like, dog food. But that dog food that's soft, like wet food. I can't think of it. And she, oh my God, she ate that. She was so excited to eat. And then, we got her a container to put water in, gave her some water. And then we had the long drive home.
Yeah.
Because we were out venturing. and she cuddled into my arms
just so hard
and slept for hours. Just like she did not want me to let her go.
In her eyes was, I'm finally okay.
Yeah, like she knew.
Like I can sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we stopped for gas, or like we stopped a couple times on the way home, and she did not want me to put her down. She did not want me. She did not want to be out of my arms for any reason. But yeah, so we brought her home.
Yeah, because that would have been terrible. We just pull over and be like, "You live here now."
Yeah, we saved you, but we're just relocating you.
Now you're in the bush.
Now you're in the wild with the bears.
But yeah, so it was crazy, and like I was nervous because we had a long drive, and I'm like, man, this dog's gonna shit in my truck. And no, nothing.
No,
she was really fantastic, good. And I wasn't really thinking. I mean, you have to eat stuff to be able to shit, so
yeah,
nothing was gonna happen.
She did shit on the floor of our living room 20 minutes into getting home, but she's never been in a house before. She didn't know what the hell was going on. She didn't know, and luckily we have hardwood floors, so
super
there's
easy.
No carpet to have to worry about.
Super easy to clean up.
But yeah, she's been doing so well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty much the only.
She's had a couple pee accidents, but very little for puppies.
Part, she's done fucking so smart.
Great. Yeah, like she started whining at the door day 2.
Yeah.
Like she knew to go to the door and whine when she had to go out.
Yeah. And like when obviously she went from eating whatever scraps she could find on the street to real food.
To eating dog food every day.
Spicy diarrhea.
Yeah, she did for a couple days.
And, but even then.
She was a happy girl.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like, here's a puppy, knows fucking nothing. Has explosive diarrhea, but still woke us up in the middle of the night and went outside to shit. Like, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, awesome. What the hell?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Yeah, like we were a little worried that she had diarrhea, but on the other hand, it was like, oh my goodness, she still knows to go to the door or to ask to go outside.
Like, I don't even know if our boys would do that. They probably just shit somewhere and be like, I couldn't help it.
Rex has before,
But
Rex has just pooped wherever.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I know we're talking about poop a lot, but this is what babies do.
It is. It's what babies do. It's what puppies do.
No, just so smart. We took her in the backyard, showed her
this
her
is where
land,
you go.
and she's been peeing and pooping out there.
The only problems we do have. The only problem is she doesn't like the cold.
She hates.
And
early
she's
morning
not a big fan of dark either.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of make her go outside.
Yeah.
This morning I had to pick her up and walk down to the ground because our deck is about 4 steps up, and like put her in the grass, and then she was like, fine. And she squatted to go pee immediately.
Oh yeah.
Like, and that because that was first thing in the morning. She had held it for over 8 hours.
For all of it, yeah.
But yeah, and then sometimes at night she'll try. The other day, last night or the night before, I can't remember. I stopped her. She started walking down the hall, and she started to squat, and I was like, no! And I started clapping my hands. So then she's
like, oh shit!
Oh no! Made her go outside because she does. She's not a big fan of the dark, so you have to go out with her. In the early morning, and then in once it's dark. During the day, she'll be outside. And especially once the grass is dry, because it's damp in the mornings here.
Yeah.
It's fall. Like we in the north, fall started a good 2 weeks ago.
Oh, for sure
for us. But so it's wet every morning.
Yeah, but she hates
and
the
she's
cold.
Not
wetness,
a fan of wet
does
paws.
Does not want to do that. No.
Yeah, she's pretty stubborn.
Oh my God.
She's so stubborn.
She is so stubborn. But again, like it's so interesting. Just how fucking quick she's picked up things and like
Yeah. The night we brought her home, she jumped on the couch and we said no and we put her down. And then she jumped up again. We said no and we put her down. And then she knew.
Yeah.
Twice.
I get it.
That was it. Then she sat on the floor. and looked at us like, please, can I come on the couch? But still, she knew she was not allowed to jump up.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we bathed her. Oh, my goodness. The first bath did not go well. I thought I could distract her by putting peanut butter on the counter.
Yeah, no, that was mayhem.
And just letting her and just, bathing her. But I tried to bath her in the sink the first night because she was small enough to be in the sink. Sure, but for some reason, it's freaked her the fuck out. Like, she did not.
You guys are trying to cook me.
Yeah, she did not appreciate it at all. She fought me the entire time, which also was very positive because even as a bag of bones, she still had so much strength. Yeah. She had that will to live and fight in her. So that was amazing. However, she drenched me and the kitchen. But anyway, we cleaned it up. It wasn't a big deal. It was just water.
Well, yeah. And that's some other kind of stuff. So once we got her in the truck, we were giving her a once over, make sure she didn't have any fleas or ticks.
She didn't have fleas, no ticks.
She had a couple gashes on her ears and stuff. So clearly
which have healed up pretty good.
Absolutely.
They're just little bumps now.
Yeah.
She had a big patch of hair. Well, big, I don't know. For Canadians, it was a toonie size, a little bit bigger than a toonie.
Yeah.
For Americans,
it's toonie size. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Google that
shit. Oh, man. But anyway, it was a big, just patch of fur ripped from her.
Yeah.
It didn't, there was no wound. It was just a big patch of fur ripped from her back.
Yeah. She had glue.
She had glue on her head.
And her paws.
And glue on her paws.
And I don't know where she not. And this was industrial.
It looked like caulking or
epoxy or something.
Yeah, epoxy, something construction wise. But yeah, we had to cut the glue out of her hair on her head because we couldn't get it out any other way. To pull it out was hurting her, so it was fuck that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then she had some of the glue on her ears as well. So we cleaned her all up, and she had some. Quite a big scab on her back as well, in her fur. You couldn't really see what it but it was, you could feel the big scab. But yeah, we've got her all cleaned up. We actually had to give her a second bath the next day.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do a very good job the first day.
Well, it was mayhem.
It was mayhem. And I didn't want to stress her out too much the first day. But she was dirty.
Well, yeah.
Just the water was brown, it just rinsed.
It's like Encino Man.
Yeah, she was just full of dirt.
Yeah.
But I didn't get her undercarriage very well. I didn't get her legs, the inside of her legs very well the first time. So the next day, I did it properly in the tub. Yeah. She preferred that.
Oh, she didn't
much
fight at
better.
all.
She just sat there.
Okay, this is a thing.
But yeah, so. And she's doing pretty good. We bought her a collar that we've already had to make bigger.
Yeah.
Because, but we bought her a medium-sized dog collar because we figure that's probably what she'll be.
Mm-hmm.
Because we did look it up, and she looks like she's a
black-mouthed cur.
Black-mouthed cur, that's right. Which is like a hunting dog.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of a mutt, but we don't mind. It doesn't matter to us what she is. She's gorgeous.
It's not like we would have been like, we're not saving that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Emma looks like a dud. No, not at all. And yeah, so she's been just a little over a week, almost a week and a half, I think now.
Yeah, it's the 24th, so it's been 11 days.
Yeah, so 11 days in.
It looks amazing.
Oh God!
You'd never know she was that skinny, dehydrated, malnourished dog. And in 11 days, it's unreal how fast she's bounced back. I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. I keep waiting for something bad to happen, but it's been 11 days, and so far she's doing amazing. She's growing into her legs because she did have fairly large legs for her body.
Yeah.
We are, her name is Asha. I don't know if we've said that yet.
I don't think we've. Jesus,
we named her Asha. However, we do also jokingly call her Moose because she did, especially a very big legs compared to the rest of her when we first brought her home.
She was malnourished, like she just looked ridiculous.
But also even now she's like a baby moose. She doesn't have great control of her limbs still when she gets the zoomies or noomies, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
She runs around, but she falls a lot. She slides into the walls when she's running after a ball.
Like you said earlier, there's no carpet, so
yeah, it's all laminate flooring.
So
hardwood,
she'll just go balls out, and then if her ball or whatever takes a curve,
a turn,
there's no brakes.
Yeah, there's no brakes. So. But we're having an amazing time with her. She's brought so much joy into our home. Not that we don't love our other two dogs, but they're older and they don't do much. Like, they're wonderful. Don't get me wrong, but they don't play.
Well, no, not at all. Like, they're both tiny dogs. Vin is a
Jack Pom Pug.
Yeah, so he's got the Jack Russell colors, the Pomeranian tail,
and mouth and fur, ears,
and then the crazy pug eyes.
He's got googly eyes,
giant sausage or loaf of bread
he's wide like a pug would be.
Yeah,
but he's not long like a pug or tall like a pug.
Yeah,
he's got the short legs and. His body is not even as long as a Jack Russell would be. It's definitely a Pom body.
And would you say how old is he?
He will be 13 on October 11th.
So he's
in less than a month.
He's an old man.
He's deaf. He's got some cataracts going, so his vision isn't the best anymore. His smell is still amazing. He smells everything.
Yeah, like
he'll let you know.
He's so adorable. He looks like a small baby bear. Just the way. Yeah,
a lot of people don't even realize that he's as old as he is when we take him out. They're like, "Oh man, look at the puppy," and we're like, "He's an old man."
No, he's an old ornery bastard. Don't touch him; he won't like it. But his snout just goes like crazy, like a bear does. And then our other one, we've got Rex.
He's a rescue as well.
Yeah, he's a rescue.
But he did have he had a home life. At least he had been in a house before.
Yeah.
Actually, Rex was the opposite. Wow.
He was the opposite.
Rex was the opposite of Asha. Asha had never been in a house before.
Right.
She did not know what indoors was. Rex had never been outdoors when we got him. He was 7 months old and he did not know what grass was.
No.
He was scared of it when we first got him. He'd never been outside. He'd always used pee pads. So yeah, it was very different. Rex did not. Oh my goodness. It was so difficult to train him to go outside. Remember, it was weeks.
God. Yeah.
We had to use a pee pad. Maybe even months we had to use a pee pad because he just would not go outside. He would not go to the bathroom outside.
No, it was
because he never did. But anyway. So yeah, not that we don't love them. But they don't play. They don't fetch.
No,
because
they're older. He's, what'd you say, 8?
Rex will be 8. Or no, Rex just turned 8 last week.
Yeah. So, I mean, they go outside, they pee, they poop, they sleep. That's
every now and then Rex will play tug for a little bit.
Yeah.
But when I say a little bit, I mean like 35 seconds.
Yeah, and then he's done.
And then if you throw whatever you're tugging, he's annoyed as fuck with you. He'll go get it.
Yeah,
but he will not bring it back to you. No,
because
fuck you, you threw it.
You're stupid. Yeah.
You're stupid.
Yeah, it's like we were playing tug. I don't know why he threw it like an idiot. So then we've got Asha, and she's a baby. And
we figure she's between 4 and 5 months old because she's a rescue. We don't know for sure,
right?
But I looked up the best way to age them is looking up their teething schedules. Mm-hmm. Like she's just started losing her front teeth, top and bottom, so that would indicate she's around 12 to 16 weeks. So, 16. Yeah, no, that's right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so. We're just all in love with her.
Oh,
absolutely in love with her.
No, it's been fantastic. And
she loves the kids.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest thing. Like, sorry to cut you off, honey, but the little dogs have never really loved our children. Like they'll put up with them. They'll they'll let them pet them every now and then, but they're not our children's dogs. They never have been. We got Vinny for our children. Vinny was supposed to be the but kid. He was no.
Number one, Vin has never considered himself, and he's never identified as a dog. I think is the best way to put it with today's vernacular. He has always thought of himself as another human.
Yeah.
And above our children.
Absolutely. It's true. He's always looked down on our children.
Absolutely. And then with Rex, he was abused by children.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, Rex was abused as well when we
so he didn't like the kids at all. So finally, the kids are excited because they have a pet that actually gives a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, like when Logan comes out of his room in the morning, she gets so excited. She runs down the hall. She wags her tail so hard that her whole body wags, wiggles and wobbles. It's amazing. She's just so great. Good. The only problem is that she's a chomper.
Oh, yeah. She's definitely in her teething season right now.
We understand that. We've had a big dog before.
Oh, yeah.
So we have had that chomping, teething situation before.
So and that's the unfortunate. So right now, because she's a baby and we're potty training her and making sure everything's good, she's sleeping in our bed, which is not something that we do.
Not something we've ever done before.
No, we've always been anti-animal in our bed.
Well, I've always been like, no, animals go in their beds. I've always kind of been a germ freak. I don't know about germ freak, but I don't like dog hair and animal hair in our bed. I don't like animal hair in our bed. So I try to keep the animals out of our bed as much as possible. But then we brought a cat into the house. Yeah. So it's impossible to keep a cat off a bed.
Yeah.
And she literally sleeps on my spot. On my pillow. There's no stopping her.
No.
She's a jerk. She is doing really well with Asha as well.
Yeah,
she's coming around.
We were nervous
the first couple days. It was pretty scary. She was like, "I have murder paws and I will use them, bitch."
Yeah.
But she's getting better.
Yeah, like right now, she's sniffing her.
Yeah, she's sniffing
Asha's
her paws.
Sleeping.
Asha's sleeping, so she's gonna sniff her paws.
Yeah, and
she loves belly rubs.
Oh, yeah, she does. But
I let her into the bed because she was a rescue. Rex was a rescue too, but he wasn't malnourished. He
was abused, but not starving.
He was physically abused, but he was fed, whereas Asha was very, very malnourished. So, and we brought her home 8:00 at night. The boys had only had a couple hours to get used to or acquainted with her, and they had not accepted her yet. Actually, they haven't quite even still accepted her yet. They're okay with her. They'll allow her to be around them, but they won't lay in a bed with her.
Yeah, they want to play with her.
Yeah, they won't really play with her yet. It'll happen.
Oh,
it'll happen.
No, it was the same with the other dog we had.
Rex took to our other dog really quickly.
Yeah,
but he was 4 when that happened. Now he's 8. So, he is getting on. He's not as playful as he used to be. He's not as rambunctious. Rex doesn't get noomies like he used to.
No, not like all.
So, he's just not in the mood for playing for a puppy kind of thing. Vibe. But that's okay. We play with her. She's fine. Absolutely. She's doing just great.
We took her for her first walk the other day.
Yeah, I want to take her for another walk today.
For sure.
We took her for her first walk and then I got sick. So it's been a couple days.
Yeah. And fuck, man. I'm sure that's everybody's life, but that feels like our life. It's just like something happens and then we're set back.
Well, and I am still healing from a coma. Every time I talk to any of my doctors, they remind me that I am healing from being in a coma. And it's only been March, April, May, June, July. It's only been 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, and everybody tells me that I need to give myself a year to 18 months.
Well, yeah, and it's crazy because we're like, it's been 7 months.
I think I should be fucking better by now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then
that's not the case.
No. And
I still can only walk around the block before my legs and my back
are ready to get out.
Yeah, they're just like, we've had enough now. Like, but I also can't, if I were able to go for a walk around the block more regularly, I would probably be more built up in strength by now. But there's always something that takes me down.
Always
a cold, or, you know, before the cold, I had a strain in my abdominal.
Your abs.
Yeah, from having a bad cramp. So, you know, from my cramp fasciculation syndrome. So, yeah, it's always something. Or I haven't slept well, so I just don't have the energy to go for a walk. Or, you know, it's a bitch. It really is. Because if my mind were in control, if my mind got to make the decisions, I'd be going all the time. But yeah, my mind does not get to make the choices.
Well, and I think that's part of the problem is I'm the exact opposite, where my body is good, but my brain is so abusive to myself.
Yeah, it's just like, sit down and be fat.
Well, yeah, like, well, and yeah, and still, like we talked about, it's been 7 months or whatever, but it's like all of a sudden something will hit me, whether it has to do with that, or like I said, I found that old hard drive, and I'm looking at videos with Razor in it, and
yeah, because he passed away 2 months prior to me.
Yeah. Like we had a really
in the coma
bad section there.
Yeah, your mom.
Yeah, my mom had early onset dementia. So I had to deal with that.
Put her in a home.
She was also a hoarder, so I had to deal with that.
Oh my God.
And then shortly after that, Razor passed away.
Yeah.
And then not too long after that, you went into a coma with bilateral pneumonia.
Yeah.
And it's like there was months of just stuff, and like we are survivors.
Yeah.
Of
we're in
life.
Counseling for it and everything, but
absolutely.
That trauma still comes up and bites you in the ass sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's something very little, like very minor. Like and maybe I'm taking it too hard, and everybody keeps saying my voice will get back to normal, but I love to sing.
Yeah.
And I can't sing anymore. And when I see or hear people sing, I get so upset because I can't sing anymore. There's just nothing that comes out. So it's pretty upsetting for me, but I try not to dwell on it. I try not to let it make me sad. But yeah, and it's so funny because Andy and I were watching Grey's Anatomy the other day, and watching a medical show, having people flatline and all that stuff doesn't bother me. Having people be in a coma doesn't get me, doesn't like upset me. But the musical episode where everyone's singing, I was bawling the entire episode because they get to sing. You know, like it's okay. It's just, it's one of those things. Whereas you can't watch the medical shows because you had to go through.
On the other side of things.
I don't remember anything about it. Like, well, I don't anybody would remember going flatlining, but I don't remember anything prior to flatlining. I don't remember anything after I don't remember anything for days.
Yeah.
Until I woke up. So.
Well, yeah,
and that was a whole week.
No, and I thought it would be okay, and then it wasn't. Like,
yeah.
I was sitting here trying to watch an episode, and somebody flatlined, and instantly took me back to you flatlining, and I had a breakdown, and it's very strange things like that out of nowhere hit you, or like watching these old videos, and it just. Yeah, like I've been down for a couple of days now just because depression and whatnot and stuff, and it's okay.
And we get so busy with our lives, because not only busy, but like I get sick and everything is crazy. We have our own trauma, and then you remember my brother died.
Yeah,
like it hits me sometimes because it's like I have to just keep going. I have to just keep going myself. I have to keep trying to get myself out of bed and get myself to do my physiotherapy and, whatever. And then every now and then it's like, also my brother died. And it's just, it hits you pretty fucking hard. It's tough. Like I don't envy anyone that's had to go through a family loss, a loss of a family member. We never thought it would happen. He was such a badass. He lived through everything.
Yeah, he seemed to beat all the odds.
He did. He lived through everything. He was told he wouldn't live to be 1. And then he was told he would never live to be 5 to go to kindergarten. And then he was told he would never live through puberty. And it was like his body would not be able to handle it. And then we did know, they did tell us he'll probably need a heart transplant one day. But we just thought he'd get through it.
Yeah, and like the dumb shit that I hinted to between us or whatever, I think even though it was heartbreaking, we just thought one day we would all make up and it'd be fine.
Yeah, we had kind of a falling out. And honestly, I wonder, because he ended up with liver cancer, and then he had to have a liver transplant as well. So,
there was a lot.
Yeah, he had to have 2 organs. But anyway,
but the main reason that we're talking about it is because it's okay to talk about these things.
It's okay to talk about things. It's all right to tell your feelings. Share your feelings with the people you love. It's much better than taking your frustration and anger out on the ones you love. It's not the way it should be.
No, it's
done.
not healthy, unfortunately.
You gotta embrace the ones you love and grieve with them and move on as best you can with them. And that's one thing that you and I don't know, it's funny, you and I, it doesn't matter what hits us, we keep each other close, and we knuckle under or whatever, we keep it going. So we don't let anything break us apart. No matter what is going on. No,
and that's a big reason that we do this show, because we've been together for as long as we have,
20 years.
Yeah, and I think some people need to be told or reassured that it's a process. It's not absolutely. It's not easy.
It's not without work.
No.
It's not like if our relationship is just perfect. We have to work on it. There's a lot of long conversations and just like
be honest, and communication.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even if you think that you are communicating, there's more that you can do. There's a lot that you like. For years, I thought I was communicating. I wasn't at all. Not even fucking close. You were
keeping so much deep down buried inside of you. And I was too. To be honest, I didn't tell you my deep, dark secrets until like 2015 or so.
Yeah.
But it's hard. Everybody, you got to work on your marriage every day.
Yeah.
Every day. But
and not just your marriage, but your mental health and everything.
Absolutely.
And it is okay to talk to people. It is okay to reach out for help, whether it be to a friend, family, or even go and talk to somebody like a mental health professional.
Absolutely. They're available to you. There's numbers.
Absolutely.
Mental health numbers as well for Canada and for the States.
So use them. Exactly. It's tough. Everything is tough. And
there's no shame in it.
No, and honestly, that's the thing. And
to be such a,
like, I know we're like, it's like, what do you call it? Faux pas or whatever.
Yeah, it was I can't think of the word. I'm trying to think. It'll come to me in a minute.
Yeah, you're not supposed to talk about those things.
Yeah, exactly.
But fuck. Look, we have a lot of friends, and I find I think COVID kind of broke everybody.
In some way or another, I think it did. Yeah.
I don't know if it was a matter of it gave people time or made people evaluate their life, their feelings. There was a lot of isolation. And I think that time with ourselves, a lot of people realized, holy shit, I'm broken, or I haven't dealt with things.
Yeah.
And so even a lot of my friends on the social media over the last 2 years or so, I've seen a lot of people coming forward and being like, I'm so sorry, my mental health has not been good, blah blah blah. And that's why I want to kind of just throw it on here. I know, again, sometimes
we're funny, and sometimes we're dick jokes
and dumb shit, and sometimes we just I think maybe if you hear it from a stranger or even somebody that maybe you just know via the internet, it's okay. And not everything's your fault, and we all make choices that we might regret.
Yeah, everybody makes mistakes. It's not a big deal.
But it's okay.
Humans make mistakes. You're human.
Yeah, it's to err. That's just the way it is. But talk to people, reach out. We've both said many a times that you can reach out to us. All of our social media links are in the show notes and whatnot. And,
my psychologist told me last week. Yeah, I have a psychologist.
Hell yeah.
That I could be a peer counselor. I don't need any training. I don't need any schooling. My life.
It was a school of hard knocks.
My life has prepared me, in her opinion, to be a school or not a school counselor.
I'm going to be a school nurse.
No, a peer counselor.
Yeah.
So if that means anything, you can call me. You can text me.
Yeah, exactly. And then just kind of going back to Asha.
Yeah.
She has new social medias.
She does. I waited a few days. I wanted to make sure she was going to be all right.
Right.
But I was collecting videos and photos from the very beginning. I just started yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. Posting videos and stuff about her and how it all started.
Yeah, like from the beginning, from day one kind of
and
thing.
It'll get caught up soon. But so yeah, if you look up, or if you want to, Asha Rescued Me. That's her Instagram and TikTok.
Yep.
She does have both, whichever you'd like. And she's amazing. She will she will be worth the follow. I guarantee it.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's an
Go
amazing
over there,
little
give
puppy.
a subscribe, watch her journey from the streets till now, and whatever she gets into moving forward. But yeah,
like we said, she's very stubborn.
Oh my God, she's definitely a pain in the butt, but so lovable as well.
Oh God, and so loved.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And love's really powerful, and a lot of people don't give it credit. And yeah, in a lot of ways, I feel like she did rescue us that day.
Yeah, me too. Me especially.
Oh, absolutely.
Not to take anything away from you or anything, but I've been struggling since the coma and everything to have a purpose. I'm not really healthy enough to do a lot of the housework most days. I'm not strong enough to do a lot of the cooking. I don't bake a lot anymore because being on my feet is just it's a lot. It's a lot. And I've been told it's not a big deal to not be hard on myself about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was getting around the 6-month mark, especially, I was getting very, very hard on myself. Like, why am I still not able to do things?
It's been 6 months. I should be back to normal.
Yeah. And I've been told by many medical professionals now that I need to give myself a break or several breaks. So yeah, it's and I'm starting to listen. I think I had 3 or 4 of them tell me that before I started listening, but and then
stubborn like the dog.
Exactly, yeah. Bringing Asha into our home has been wonderful for me.
It's okay, Asha.
You don't need to bark, honey. It's okay.
Sorry, the cat just jumped into a box.
Yeah, and made some noise, and she was sleeping, so she doesn't know what the heck it was. Asha. She does have issues with ATVs. She doesn't. She does not like ATVs.
Which
she gets upset.
We're like on a path.
Yeah, so. we live right on a path. But anyway, she annoys our dogs because she puts all of the toys in the dog bed.
Yeah, she's a collector.
Probably because she had to. She had to, try to hide things
Give her the
herself.
mic. She's got something to say.
You got something to say, baby?
Well, you were vocal earlier. Now you're just going to smell the mic? Well, that was anticlimactic.
No, she got nothing to say.
Now she's going to chew on her butt.
Yeah, she does that.
But yeah, so check it out. Asha rescued me on Instagram and TikTok. And as you watch, I think there's only like 4 or 5 videos so far.
Maybe 3 or 4.
Either way. You're going to see a lot. And plus, I post it all over on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe over there. We've been gaining a lot of subscribers on there as well. Yeah, you'll see me do dumb shit while I'm high. Oh, there we go.
Oh, now she got things to say. What?
What's the matter? Yeah. She's like, fucking people always trying to stuff mics in my face. It's okay. Rexy, go lay down.
It's all right.
Anyway. Yeah, I think...
I didn't have any other show notes other than Asha.
Yeah.
She's been my world since we got her.
No, and that's what I mean, going back to what we were talking about. And
I let her in the bed.
Yeah.
Hey, I know there's a guy walking around with a red shirt and a red hat, and for some reason that's upsetting you.
You tell him.
Every time I put the mic to her, she stops growling. It's hilarious.
I'm just going to sniff this.
Well, this is the first time we've introduced her to the mic.
She has no fucking clue. But, yeah, you let her in the bed. Yeah. I don't know if you're going somewhere.
Well, because she was so bony, I didn't want to make her sleep on the floor. That just seemed wrong.
Yeah.
And the boys wouldn't let her in bed with her because they had just met her a couple hours ago. And you can't blame them. You don't.
Yeah, we don't know.
You don't just let some bitch in your bed when you don't even know that bitch.
True. Especially some skinny ass bitch.
Right? You don't even know. You end up on the news.
Yeah. But
yeah, so she sleeps.
But yeah, and like I said, you were saying that it kind of gives you a purpose.
Yeah.
And
she does.
I feel over the last 11 days, you've smiled more, you've been more happy. And that's all that means the world to me.
She's brought us some joy. Sometimes you just have to let the joy happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't have any other show notes. I don't think anything else has... we went to the dump. That was disgusting.
You and Logan did, yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool though. Got to see some bald eagles and shit like that.
Got to see some eagles.
Yeah, it was very cool. But also you're at the dump, so it was super duper smelly. But I think that's the
I didn't even have to experience it, which was lovely. I really appreciate it. You wiped off your boots outside in the grass as much as you could, and then you put them in bags and put them in the back of the house, and you told me that it was very smelly, but I didn't have to experience it, which was great.
It was so bad. So yeah, we got there, it was muddy, and so I told the boy, I was like, don't get out, I'll just get out, because it was so muddy. Them boots. And yeah, just getting back in the truck, the mud from my boots was on the floor mat. And then driving out, there was mud all in the wheel wells, and it just was rank. So yeah, so I dropped him off, immediately went to the car wash, washed the mats, washed the wheel wells.
Trucks, yeah.
Because I didn't want it to sit out there and just stink it up. So.
Oh, and the lady at the dump told you her life story.
Oh my God, I learned everything. I forgot we were gonna. Yeah, I forgot we were gonna ask Logan about it, but she told us where she used to work, how she got a job, how there was 2 bitches where she worked.
Yeah.
And
why why do you need to know? Like, I used to work over here, and then there was so many bitches.
Yeah.
I had to move I just start working here now.
No, that's not even what happened. So where she was working, there was 2 bitches who thought they were the king shit. And nobody wanted to work with them. So then she got a job, and she said, I can be a bitch too. So she didn't let it happen. And even though those 2 bitches were headhunting her, they ended up fucking up, and they got fired or left.
Oh, that's good.
And then all of a sudden, everybody wanted to work there.
Oh, damn. You did learn this bitch's whole life story.
And then she retired, and then she was bored because her
We
husband...
say bitch in a loving way. Like, don't... She's a wonderful person, I'm sure.
Oh, totally.
It's just the way we are.
Yeah, it's just how we talk. Fuck off. And then...
fuck off.
So then she said that her husband was still working, so she got this other job to get out and do stuff. And then she was telling me how she had to go because she had blood in her urine, and she had to go.
Oh my goodness!
And then she had to go and get a checkup.
Her medical history as well.
She told me everything. Like it,
wow.
Like it was crazy.
Did she think you were hot or something? Like she couldn't have been hitting on you with telling you about her urine and her blood. It's weird. You wear a ring too. Like why? I don't understand.
No, and she was talking to me and Logan. It wasn't like she was trying to flirt with me. Did you
say like, hi, how are you? And that just opened up the floodgates?
Sorry.
It's okay, honey.
She said, I just pulled up on the thing and I said, sorry, this is my first time. I've never done it. And for some reason that meant, hey, can you tell me everything that's ever happened to you before? And then she just, she went into it, and I was like, how much? And then she gave me, and then I got her whole life story. And then she started asking about the company and whatnot, and because it's a company.
You had to go to the dump for your company.
Yeah, and so we talked for a little bit, and like I hate because I hate to talk to someone, and that's just it. Sometimes that's it, and it's so funny because I am social, but I'm also not social, and so.
Maybe you helped her mental health.
And that's what I'm hoping.
She just needed to talk.
She just unloaded a whole bunch. And there's more, but I'm a stoner, so I don't remember everything. If we talk to the boy, I'm sure he remembers everything. But we don't need to relay
her whole life
story.
No.
We just learned so much about everything. And yeah, so that was super interesting and fun, but also super fucking weird.
Dirty.
But that's about it. That's
filthy.
It's been a week of the puppy and sickness and whatnot, but we're very excited to get
and
back
our household does not run very well when Dreamer is downstairs.
Yeah. If we lose you or Dreamer, it gets real dicey. I made my first meatloaf this week.
Yeah. You did so well.
Thank you. You gave me all the tools to do it, and I did it, and it wasn't bad. It was actually kind of fun.
It was very good.
Thank you.
The only mistake you made was you left the onions way too big, but
yeah,
which I didn't mind at all. I don't mind big chunks of onion, but it made it so that Logan wouldn't even eat it.
Yeah, and I should have known better when I saw the amount of onions. I was like, this is a lot of onions. Anyway, it's a learning experience. It's funny. I went to school for hotel management. I had to do an entire cooking course that I barely passed. And I think
you relied on your partner.
Yeah, 100% my partner. And even at the end, we had to do our own stuff. And the teacher was really cool. And I think she just liked me and my partner because we were very funny and we cracked jokes.
You're cute.
And my chicken was raw when I gave it to her. Because I don't cook. I hate cooking. Everything else that had to do with schooling, I crushed. But the cooking part, it's not me. And I remember she looked at it and she's like, "I'll give you a pass, but get out of here." And I was like, "Cool." And then
I think you got a D in that class.
Oh yeah, like everything else, really.
You never got a D in your life until it was time to cook.
the only 2 Ds I've ever got in my life were for French.
Oh yeah, French in grade 9.
For French,
I forgot about French.
And for cooking. Everything else I can do, but I can't cook. And something about it, I don't know if it's my anxiety. My first job was in a kitchen,
but I
was a dishwasher. The most I ever had to do was either bread fish or
make salads sometimes.
Salads. Yeah.
That's true. You did have to make salads. I remember you making salads.
But it's hard to fuck that up.
And they told you do this, this, and this. You literally just throw everything on a plate and send it
on its way. But fuck. Anyway, it's
Remember fancy restaurants that you'd get a salad and then your meal, like those just aren't a thing anymore.
No, not unless you want to go fucking spend bank. which when you're poor, that's not something you can do.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Even going to Whack Arnold's costs like 75, 80
yeah,
bucks
now because that was feeding 4 adults. But
you used to be able to fucking go and you spend $40 to feed the whole
when they
family.
ate Happy Meals, it was glorious.
God, that was good times, man. But anyway, so yeah, I made my first meatloaf because both you were down at the same time.
Yeah, both me and Andy were ill.
I was like, shit, I gotta try this.
Logan doesn't cook a lot either. I have shown him how to do a couple things.
Yeah.
And he has enjoyed it. But then if you ask him like, hey, do you want to cook? He's like, no, thanks.
Yeah, it's just not his thing. And so, but yeah, so that's kind of
and mashed taters. You made
been the last
taters.
week. Oh yeah, made some mashed potatoes. But yeah, that happened. And yeah, I'm 40 and I made my first meatloaf. So it can happen. Anybody can do it.
Anything. Yeah.
No. Why? No.
She wants on the board. Oh no, the cat's on the board.
If the sound goes weird, it's because our cat is sitting on the board. You don't got nothing to say either?
No. As soon as you put the mic in her face, she shuts
They're
up.
so funny. Why?
But you're back on the board.
Get off the board. It's not a cat perch.
That's so funny. You put the mic in her face and she
stops
purring.
Keep going. Anyway. I think that's been the week. We'll try to get more regular at it.
Yeah, the baseball game's on.
I know.
Let's go.
It's fucking September baseball, man. Go Jays, go! But I don't know. Did you have anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
Well, say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people.